is our car. So start off by building the frame, and for that we used foam board. First we cut out these triangular pieces we just use like a cutter blade, and then we cut out this bottom piece. We glued these together with a glue gun. It's pretty good glue. Then we put these pieces here so that the walls wouldn't wobble. Then that's basically the frame of the car. Then we put this dowel up here so we could touch the rubber bands, and that also adds support to the top of the car to keep it from wobbling. So with these side panels and then this dowel here, it was pretty sturdy. It wasn't moving very much at all. Then we did the dowels that are the axles of the wheel. So the front one has these little pegs, which is where the rubber bands hook on, and then we cut holes into the bottom of the frame because it was a little too long, so I could rotate all the way around. We just cut holes in the sides for that, where the axles went, and to get the wheels onto the dowels without the wheels sliding, what we did was we taped around the end of the dowel to make it a little thicker. And what the tape did was, as you put it into the ass of the wheel, it stuck. So that allowed the wheel to stay in place without like shifting around. And we put tape around the wheel to make it a little smoother surface because the styrofoam was uneven, even though it was already pre-bought, cut out. And then each wheel itself has rubber bands, 5 rubber bands, which gave it the actual traction that we needed. And then we did that on all the sides. And then we have these little pieces right here, this one and this one, and that's where we put our can. And in the back, this is just a straight dowel, nothing complicated. We have to do a little cutouts here so that it can rotate freely. And we have a little hook for the hitch. So, in its essence, that's our car. Issues we had: we were originally going to put a piece right here across the top, and then we're going to have a little hole where the can fit in, but we decided that wasn't good because, first of all, that would interfere with the rubber bands, so it would be really hard to wind, and then maybe it wouldn't unwind very well. Also, having the can higher up would probably have not been as good as having it lower down, a lower center of gravity, which is obviously better for what we want. So we ended up opting out of that and just adding these 2 little panels here and just sticking the can right in there. And then we added some decoration, just for fun, the little flames and the wheels and the Strake logo. Made sure our lines are nice and perpendicular. And we didn't have much other trouble. The car worked well from the beginning. So, as far as how many rubber bands to use, I think at one point we started off with 4 rubber bands, a red one and then 3 yellow ones. And the red ones are a little thicker than the yellow ones, but all the yellow ones are about the same. And that worked pretty well. It just required a little more spinning, but we found that having more rubber bands and spinning a little more give you more control than having fewer rubber bands and spinning less. And then another small issue we had was after the actual runs I was spinning the axle tied to the rubber bands, the front axle, and I just kept pushing it, and surprisingly the axle itself snapped instead of the rubber bands first, which is strange. The bottom axle, the front one with the wheels. And I think that's because when you drill those holes, we found that drilling these holes makes this weaker, so that's where it snapped. When we drilled the holes, it made this weaker. And I think it's just a matter of drilling the holes as centered as you can and not letting too much chip off the ends to make sure it's strong. So yeah, that's our car. It worked really well in class. I think it looks pretty solid. It rolled well. There's no problem with anything. So, yep.